Hi, welcome to this episode of Alex and Dave Product Showcase. I'm Dave, and this is where I will break down and introduce to you our current lineup as well as our new product offerings. So today we're going to be talking about the classic Hex Dumbbell. Now we've offered this line for a couple of years now, but we've had it from 1 kilos to 25 kilo as that's the most requested weights. But now we have expanded the entire line from 1 kilos to 50 kilos. And in between, from 10 kilos on, it's 2.5 kilos per increment jump. And the interesting thing about this product is, initially, this was inspired by an article that I've read about where disabled people were discriminated against in gyms because of potential liability issues. And at that time, I had an aunt who had an eyesight problem who was getting worse because of severe cataract. So the idea of putting Braille on the product came to me, and we've decided to add that feature onto the product. So the Braille feature is featured on the rubber portion of the dumbbell. So in this case, this is a 6 kilo dumbbell, and this actually indicates 6. The look of the dumbbell is actually modeled after that of a hex nut, and the idea is to really bring in that mechanical feel as well as that robust look. And that will actually allow us to really round off the corners right here, so it gives a better wear and tear capability. The dumbbell also features a contoured handle, where the middle portion, in this case 6 kilo, measures at 33.9 millimeters in diameter, generally 34, and that's from 6 kilo onwards, all the way to 55. Between 2 and 5 kilos, their diameter measures at 27, and whereas the smallest one belongs to the 1st kilo dumbbell, measuring at 24. So right here, you can see the inside of the dumbbell with a cutaway section. The head is cut in half, and with the portion of the handle. So right here, you can tell this is the cast iron feature, and it's casted over a steel tubing of 3 millimeters. And what happens is when the cast iron cools, it really shrinks and hugs the steel tubing really tight, and therefore creating a very strong bond. And after that, it's press fitted onto the handlebar for that really durable feel and actual usage. And we'll test that in a little while. The rubber portion is actually pretty hardy, and we'll measure some of the thinnest area first. This side, where it actually touches the ground, measures at about 8.75 millimeters. This is the inset area, about 6.85. Inside corner, about 11.64. And this is where it hits the ground the most. This is at 17.97. Right here is actually the thinnest, and this is at about 6 millimeters or so. So with that said, let's put that thing to the test. Our salt spray test is based on ASTM B117 guidelines, which uses sodium chloride. And this is after 24 hours of testing. Now why don't we take a closer look. So as you can see, our Hex Dumbbell with the black oxide seems to be faring okay after 24 hours. At least it certainly passed the home use test. Now we're going to shoot for 48 hours. So now it's after 48 hours of our salt spray test. Let's see how it fares. Here we are. So far, it looks pretty good. There's no signs of rust on this black oxide surface. That means it passed the 48-hour test. So for the dumbbell, we're going to perform a 2.5 meter drop test. And right here, I have a tape measure, already measured at 250 centimeters. And I'm going to jump on that platform over there and measure how tall it is. That's where we're going to drop it from. So we're going to drop from right here. Here's a 5 kilo dumbbell. Let's drop it from 2.5 meters. Let's see how it goes. Not too bad, not too bad. It's got little white scrapes. Overall, still very sturdy. Nothing's wrong with it, nothing's loose. Let's do that a couple more times. And other than a few scratches, there's a little bit of indentation there. But solid. I apologize for that weird music going on in the background earlier. That was the garbage truck collecting garbage right around 5 o'clock here right now. So after we're done with the 5 kilo, let's try with the 12 kilo. This is a 12.5 kilo dumbbell, and I'm going to try to drop it from second floor. Here we go. Alright, let's take a look. Well, we do see some abrasions right here. Some scratches right here. Yeah, that's the same indentation, I think. No, actually it's a separate one. So we do see some indentation being pushed off from the second floor. A little scratch, kind of a scratch here. But overall, nothing moves. The head is still all intact. So that's it for this episode. Questions, comments, please send them to us so we can take care of them for you. In the meantime, stay safe and I'll see you next time.